As human beings, we have this tendency to always indulge in things that are bad for us and to go on postponing things that are good for us. This is the reason why most of us binge watch Netflix, we waste time on social media, we hang out with wrong kind of people, we drink, we smoke, we indulge in all kind of cheap thrills, and we go on postponing things that are good for us. We postpone waking up early in the morning, getting to the gym, putting more hours into our work, learning a new skill that can enhance our professional skills. We always choose bad over good. Why is it that as human beings we behave in such strange ways? Let's try to find out. According to Buddha, behavior is a 4-step process: consciousness, perception, sensation, reaction. Of all these 4 processes, the primary 3 are passive processes. Consciousness simply means taking in the raw data through your 5 senses. Perception is labeling that raw experience, either as good, bad, or neutral. Sensation is what happens in your physiology and psychology once you have labeled the experience. If you have labeled it as bad, bad sensations will arise. If you have labeled it as good, good sensations will arise. Reaction is generally wanting more of the good sensation and not wanting bad sensation. Liking, disliking, craving, aversion. That's what our daily life is. We live in this constant swing between liking and disliking. Now let's try to understand this thing through an example. Suppose someone abuses you. In the first step, you simply hear the sound, consciousness. In the second step, you label it as a bad experience through evaluation, through judgment. In the third step, you feel these bad sensations in your body, in your mind. Your heart starts beating faster, your breath becomes faster. In your thoughts, you feel insulted, you are contemplating why this person abused you. The fourth step, reaction. Now that the bad sensations have arisen in your body and mind, you want to get rid of it. You choose fight or flight. Either you will abuse back or you will run away from there, but in both these, you are intending to end the bad sensation. So to put it simply, our human behavior is to always say yes to the good sensation and to say no to the bad sensation. And coming back to the original problem, why do we stick to the bad habits and we avoid the good habits? Because bad habits are a result of good sensations. Watching Netflix, spending time on social media, drinking, smoking, getting in all kinds of cheap thrills has some sort of a good sensation in them, and we want more of it. We like it, though it is so shallow. On the other hand, cultivating a new habit, if it is positive, is a result of bad sensation. I'm not saying that positive habit is going to be a torture throughout, but learning any new skill or any new thing initially is very difficult. Waking up early in the morning is difficult. Going to the gym is difficult. Putting more hours into your work is difficult. And we always avoid these things. So this is the reason why we stick to the bad sensations, good sensations, and we avoid the bad sensations. So in order to cultivate positive habit and to eradicate negative habits, we will have to reverse the equation. We will have to learn the art of saying yes to the bad sensations and saying no to the good sensations. And how are we going to do it? Buddha has prescribed awareness. Throughout Dhampad, he goes on repeating, wakefulness is the way of life. Master is wide awake. Why? Because once you become aware of all these mental processes, you realize one of the eternal truth of life. That life is impermanent. Everything in life is a transient happening, and these sensations too. They arise in your being just like a flower blossoms and then it withers away. These sensations also blossom in your being and then they wither away. And the real problem is that we are making decision of saying yes to the good sensation and saying no to the bad sensation in the moment when we are in the grip of these sensations. If we simply allow these sensations to pass, let the water settle, let the turmoil settle, then we can choose things that are good for us. So only this thing has to be done. Becoming aware of your sensations, allowing them to pass, and then taking the decision. Right now we are taking decisions in the moment when these sensations are too strong in us. when this inner monologue is there which is telling us to choose bad things and to avoid good things. So now that you have understood this whole process, one question might arise in your being, that is bound to arise, that this is torture. Saying no to things that give you good sensations and saying yes to things that give you bad sensations, this is torture. This is not at all torture. We live in a society where this pseudo idea of freedom is there, that if you can do things that you want to do, then you are free. But if this is your idea of freedom, this is your criteria of freedom, then every alcoholic is a free man. Every druggie is a free man. That's not what freedom is. Doing what you want to do. Is that freedom? No. Freedom is when you can do things that are essential for you. Freedom is when you can avoid things that are non-essential for you. That's my idea of freedom, and that should be everyone's idea of freedom. So once you have understood this whole process, once you have understood why do you behave in this way, I want you to implement this thing in your life. Because all knowledge without execution is simply futile. For that purpose, I have included a PDF file in the description. I want you to go through that PDF file. And on the left side, I want you to write down one positive thing that you're going to cultivate. On the right side, I want you to write down one negative habit that you want to eradicate. Formula is very simple. In order to cultivate a positive habit, you will have to say yes to the bad sensations. In order to eradicate a bad habit, you will have to say no to the good sensations. I want you to go through this sheet every night before going to sleep. Tick on the green dot if you have succeeded that day in making or breaking a habit. Below that, you have to write down the sensations that were there in the moment when you took decision. What kind of things were there in your head? What kind of thoughts were there? What kind of sensations were there in the body? Below that, write down, did you allow these sensations to pass away and then you took the decision, or you took the decision in the moment when you were in the grip of these sensations? This is what you have to write down in the response section. And two things have to be kept in mind, that you have to start with the easy habits. Habits that are easier to make or break. Why? Because when we start with something easy, the possibility of succeeding at it is much higher. And psychologists have called this phenomena domino effect, where once we succeed at changing a small aspect of our life, a chain reaction starts happening. For example, in so many studies, it has been found that people who wake up early in the morning start getting interested in working out. Then they start getting interested in eating healthy. People who simply clean their closet become more organized in their life. They prioritize their life. For that purpose, we are keeping things easy in order to trigger the chain reaction. Secondly, I want you to be as non-judgmental about this process as you can be. Because we are not at all initially interested in changing our life. Don't get the wrong idea, but I just want you to become aware right now about your behavior. This is my firm conviction that once we start becoming aware about our behavior, once this awareness is there, we cannot go on doing the same mistake again and again over and over. Every cell of our being is intelligent. Our body is intelligent, our mind is intelligent. Once this thing is there, once this awareness is there that we are making this mistake, we are choosing bad over good, we won't make this mistake again. So awareness at this point is much more important rather than seeing any short-term result. It's more about transforming your life rather than getting the high of some small change in your life. Awareness is the process that purifies you. Man is a conscious being. Man cannot make the same mistake over and over again. So I don't really care whether you fail at this thing 30 out of 30 days if you are taking it up as a monthly challenge. More important than changing your behavior is becoming aware of your behavior. So I hope that now you have understood this whole process. You're going to do something about it in order to transform your life.